Hey you guys, how you doing? Before we get started in this video, I really don't want to let you guys know I did like 3 story times, and when I went back to the video, like, it's no video. Like, it saved nothing. So I don't think this laptop want me to do a story time, so I'm gonna try to do a story time later on today, but if it don't come out right, I won't do it. I just wait until probably next month sometime to record it. But it's been a minute since I tried to upload like a topic video or anything like that, and I told you guys in another video, I probably won't even post that video, but I'm gonna tell you guys again that I was gonna do straight reaction videos, but I'm like, sometimes straight reaction videos can be boring if you just constantly doing reactions. Well, it's boring to me to just sit there and constantly do reactions. It feels like I have to be like in the mood for it. I do like editing in them. It's just the recording them that cause I don't watch the videos ahead of time. But the thing is, I don't know what's going to happen. You get what I'm saying? So anyways, that's beside the point. The point is, if you guys see by the title, I'm going to give you 11 different mistakes that to avoid when you're trying to get out of debt. Now, I do want to say this. I did put out a video a couple of months ago, probably even a year ago, telling you guys how to get out of debt fast. But I feel like throughout that video, and I'm going to drop the link below in the description box, I feel like I didn't really give you guys like some mistakes that you can make trying to get out of debt fast. I felt like I was just trying to rush through that video, but I feel like some of these videos that I did back in the years, I feel like I'm gonna do like a remake of those videos just to give you guys like a refresher on what I have been talking about, or in case you are new here and you just don't want to go all the way back through videos. I got you, girl, I got you. But when so yeah, let's go ahead and get into this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all of those good things, and I'll see you. No, I won't see you. I'll see you in the next clip. Okay. But anyways, trying to get out of debt without seeking outside help is hard to do, and trust me, I've been doing it for the longest. But you have to learn how to negotiate things. Like, for instance, if you are in collections, which some of you guys probably are, you receive like papers through the mailbox and saying your payment is overdue or past due or something like that, and then at the middle of the page they'll give you like some options. Like option 1 is to just get rid of the debt altogether. You have to pay like $600 or $700. Sometimes it's like 30% of whatever your debt is. And that's okay. Okay. And then in the middle is like a fast, slow pace where they get rid of like probably 20-25% of your debt. And then the third one is where it's be like 10 or 15% of your debt. But the thing is, they break down where you have to make payments. Like, it could be anywhere from 1 payment, 3 payments, 6 payments. I think them the only 3 that they do. It just depends on your debt. If your debt is like $700, they probably only gonna give you 3 plans. But if it's in the thousands, then they'll probably give you like 4 or 5 plans. It just depends. So learn how to negotiate your price. Sometimes it's kind of difficult. If you're gonna negotiate your price, let them know, hey, you got 30 days to remove this off of my credit. Because if we're negotiating, throw out your negotiations. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. I know the ones that I have been working with trying to pay off this debt before next year, before I start my business. I know they have been trying to they've been working with me. In 30 days that it's gone. So yeah, I'm trying to get my credit score back what it was. You guys, I got hooked into this credit card, and what did I do that for? I would never do that again. So another thing I will tell you guys about that I feel like most people tend to overlook. You know, majority of us, we go ahead and sign stuff without looking at the terms and the conditions of the debt company. Sometimes it's like in small writing, this blank 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 is not considered part of your debt, or it's considered part of your debt, but it's gonna take a year to fall off. So you have to look at the terms and conditions when it comes to the debt company. Sometimes I hate when the debt company go from one debt company, then from the next, then the next. Pick one. I feel like whatever company you're in debt with, let's just say you're in debt with JCPenney, and JCPenney says you've been overdue, and they switch, let's say 3 months you're overdue, right? So they switch you to a debt company. I want to say within probably another month they're gonna switch you to another one, even though I ain't in debt with JCPenney, but they're just an example. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why they do that. I wish they would stop that, because sometimes all your information doesn't switch over to the new debt company, and then you have to wait just to see if you can even get a plan. So yeah, it's crazy. And I'm up here recording and my TV is wide open, child. Another thing I want to tell you guys about is trusting these credit reports. They do not even check if the debt is valid. Okay, you trust in these. Some of these debt reports or some of these websites you go to tell you, hey, if you do this, then we'll help you fix your credit. Even these people out here fixing credits, I really don't see how they can fix your credit the way that you can fix your credit. Like, you paying somebody to fix your credit when the only thing you have to do is pay off your debt. And majority of people get things removed off their credit just so they can get houses or cars or something like that. But I feel like for some reason it comes right back to your credit. Like, when the credit reports actually finds out that you're in debt for this company, then I feel like they'll put it back on your credit report. I don't know how that works. I never will have somebody work on my credit report. I work on it myself, like pay off debt that I know is on there first, and then other things I just pay out gradually before I even add anything else on there. I feel like another thing is not developing a true realistic budget plan. Let's say your highest paid, since you've been with whatever company you're working with, let's just say you make $1,500 every 2 weeks, okay? But when you look back, you see that you had a $2,000 check because it was the holidays and you got overpay, and then you got holiday pay. Some of you guys will set a budget around your holiday pay. Stop doing it, because for one, it's going to stress you out because you always feel like you have to meet your budget plan, which you do, because it's going to throw you off. But you always set it at your lowest. If you do have a little extra money come in, that's a little extra money you can either put in savings, or you could throw towards like student loans and extra debt that you do have. Or just look at your credit report, like I said, and find out things that's on your credit report first, and then that's how you'll go ahead and get rid of those things. So by the time you get ready to use your credit, you can, and it won't be so much confusion. A realistic plan will help you to get out of debt and stay out of debt. Not having a plan is the mistake. Everybody's going on this zero budget. Zero budget is okay. Sometimes people don't do zero budget because they have so many there. It's easier to pay their bills with a credit card or a debit card. And that's the thing. I do both. I really don't do the zero budget anymore because I always want to leave at least 5 or 10 cents in my bank just so I can have something coming out. But what I do use is the envelope method, where I take certain money out at every paycheck and put in certain topics, and then do it like that. Some people do it different, where they take money out a month ahead of time. So when I really don't do that, and plus I didn't start early enough, so yeah, I'm not doing that. But anyways, I also feel like another mistake we have is where we don't set up a separate account for like savings account. We always have like a bank account, savings account, and that card is used for both. I hate that. I'm being lazy right now because I don't really have a bank account like I want set up yet. I'm trying to wait till I move for one, and then for two, I'm like, I really can't trust the bank. Like, I really can't. At this point, I got Chime, and I really don't trust them, but I feel like I'm gonna go get me a bank account, and sooner or later, because I'm gonna need it. But if you get to a point to where you're low income, because I know a lot of us now, the prices are getting jacked up, but the pay is getting jacked down. Look like $10 a month or $10 every paycheck is cool. I decided to do $80 per paycheck just because that's how my budget came out, and yeah, that's just what I do. Let's see. Oh yeah, I feel like another thing, a lot of people use credit cards instead of the cash that they bring out their bank, or they send their bills through their bank, through their credit card company instead of their bank, which is cool if you're going to take money out and pay your credit card on time, especially if you got a credit card where you get points from it. That's cool. But what if you forget to, like, say I'm paying all my bills, but I forget like how much the credit card has on it? Have I paid that credit card? Like, it's too much switching back and forth. So before I do anything, I pay myself first. I do have a video coming out on that, I believe, but I pay myself first, and then after that, that's when I start going in, let my bills take it. Then after that, that's when I see whatever I have left over, and whatever I have left over, I'll just take it out also and put it in some envelopes if it's $20 or more. If it's just $18, $19, I just leave it in there and wait till my next paycheck. Now the money I do take, I go ahead and get what I need, and whatever I have left over, that's what I stuff into my envelopes. Let's say if I have $80 and I need like a loaf of bread or a shirt for work, then I'll go ahead and buy that with the cash that I withdrew, and whatever like change or whatever I have left over, I'll put it in my envelopes, just so like I won't never use my debit card, things like that, unless I have to get gas that week. Then I leave like a little money in there for gas, because for me, I only need like $40 to $60 to fill up, and then it lasts me like 8 days, so, which is great, by the way. But another thing I feel like is we try to get out of debt, but we're not fixing the bad habit that we have, which is spending. I can admit, like back in the day, I used to be reckless with money. Like, every dollar that hit my bank account is gone. It got to a point to where I had to give my credit card, my debit card, to my dad and say, hey, keep this. Because I know, like, for a fact, if I don't have a debit card and I just have cash, I'd rather use a debit card than cash. So I know if I got cash, I won't whip it out and try to use it everywhere. I just use it for gas. And that's how I sort of wean myself off of spending so much. But I do have months that, like, every 2 months, I'll try to splurge on myself. But it's not seldom that I do that. Like, I don't do that every 2 months. It's like probably every other 2 months. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like I'm not gonna do that unless I really need to. But I have goals now, so it's like I watch what I spend and make sure that to make sure I'm doing stuff straight. Another thing, I feel like we're trying to tackle too many debts at once. Like, if you have 7 debts, like I do, I have 7 debts. I used to have 10, you guys, but now I have 7, which is amazing, because when my uncle was alive, he paid majority of my debt and all of that stuff. I'm grateful to have family members that will help you out, some of them. But I got myself in this situation. I'm gonna get myself out. Like I said, back in the day, I had the worst spending habit ever. And the thing about it is, I never had like credit card debt. It was like more, you go in the store, you get qualified for so much off, but it wasn't me constantly using the credit card. I just buy what I need that day just to get the points off. You get what I'm saying? So that's basically what it is. The rest of it is me just being reckless with money. But lately, well, a couple of years ago, I decided to change my mindset about money, and I started fixing my bad spending habits. So now I got to the point to where I try not to splurge on other people. I try not to splurge on myself as much. I try to take care of my debt and then all of that stuff. I feel also another thing I want to add is, if you got 7 debts just like I do, don't try to pay something on them 7 debts all together. Please don't, because you're gonna go broke. I promise you, you are. So come up with a plan. Pay off your 3 lowest first, or 4 lowest, whatever your bank account can handle. Hold on, you guys. So whatever your bank account can handle, that is what you need to pay off first. So let's say you have one that is, you get paid $1,500 a week. So add up how much your what's it called? Add up how much your monthly expenses is without adding in the debt. So let's just say your water bill is $30. Let's say your light bill is $40. Let's say you have to pay rent, which is $800 and something dollars. So add all that up, and whatever you have left over from your check, at least take 30% of your check and put it towards debt. You get what I'm saying? And then the rest of it, you can just use it for yourself, or you can take out yourself first, then your house needs, and then your debt. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't spend all your money on debt, because you're gonna stress out for one, because you're gonna keep worrying. Okay, what I'm gonna do next month? Don't do that. I start with my lowest first. Go ahead and pay that off within a month, and then start on my next, and then it's called the snowball method. So let's say for one debt you're paying, let's say $125, and then the next one you're paying $50, then the next one you're paying $25, like that. And then when you pay one off, just do $125, $50, and $25. You get what I'm saying? Like, do the snowball method, and by the end of the year, you will have paid off 3 or 4 debts without you even realizing it. And then the next year, pay out 3 or 4. And I feel like if you have a lot of debt that's on your credit, start with the highest one that's got the highest percentage first, and then just go ahead and put much as you can with that one, and then pick the next lowest one, so you won't have so much to worry about. If you have a higher one, then the next one should be a very low one that you can go ahead and pay out within 2 months, and then just do it like that. I also feel like you should have an emergency fund. And this is my thing on the emergency fund. I know a lot of people listen to this doctor say that you need $1,000 in your savings account. But me personally, I take it as it should be $1,000 per person that's living in your household. Let's say it's you, your 2 kids, and your husband. I feel like you should at least save up $4,000. You get what I'm saying? Because you just saving $1,000, that's, to me, is not going to benefit you efficiently, if that makes sense. Cause it's you. Let's just say one of you guys lose your job, then you're gonna have to dip into the emergency fund sometime just to cover your other partner half of the bills that he or she had to pay. So I feel like when it comes to that, I feel like you should have, if you're doing envelopes or you just doing it where you separate your money, I feel like you should have like a savings account for your 2 kids, for your husband, for yourself. So everybody should have a bank account where it's $1,000. If it's an emergency, you pull out that card and use that for that. I know it's kind of a lot, but that's just the way I feel like it's beneficial and efficient to anybody. I feel like another thing I feel like we don't choose the correct plan that's right for us. Like, I feel like if you're a low income family, you shouldn't be choosing a plan that fits someone who's bringing in $50,000 to $60,000 a year. Not saying that it's a problem. But you shouldn't have a plan to where you're not bringing home, if you're not bringing home $1,500-$1,600, don't use that plan. Use I feel like majority of people who's on low income is using zero based income, and sometimes they go back and look at their check stubs and see the smallest amount they have made and base their plan off of that. So that's a good way. Another way is debt management. When it comes to debt management, we also have to look at what is the most debt I have. Is it credit cards? Is it student loans? Is it not paying my rent? Is it water payments I'm way behind on? What's the debt? And then if let's say your student loans, which if you guys don't know, but maybe they have started back, but student loans on my end don't start back to October the 21st or the 27th. I think it's the 21st. But I've been paying my interest. Now I've been telling you guys that I've done paid off my student loans, which I have. But for some reason, when I look back, they broke them down. So it's like I paid almost 10 of them off, and I have 4 more to pay. So which is confusing to me. But anyways, yeah. Another thing I want to mention to you guys, like I said earlier in this video, they do have a plan, what's called a settlement plan, where you can go in and ask people, okay, if I pay this much off, can we work out can we come into a agreement for me to pay this off at a certain time or a certain amount? So that's more like a settlement plan. But you also have to be careful with that, because when you come up with a settlement plan, they will also put that settlement plan on your credit, and it makes it seem like you had like a plan and you didn't pay the full amount. So be careful with that. Another thing I like to say, like I just said, is just pay off those small amounts. Don't try to pay 15, 20 debts off at one time, because baby, you're gonna go broke. Okay. And be careful, because some of them debts that you pay off with a credit card is try to ask you, it adds like a fee just because you're using your credit card. So be careful of that. So listen, I feel like another thing we do is wait too long to take action. Like we get into another debt just to pay a debt. The thing I mean about that is, don't use your credit card to pay off debt, because you're using debt to pay off debt. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're using your credit card to pay off debt, then you're gonna have to repay that because it's a credit card. You get what I'm saying? Like, if it's not in your bank, don't use that card. You get what I'm saying? Like, because that doesn't make sense. Let me know what you think about this video, you guys. If you have any more tips for the people who's in debt, ways to get out of debt, or what's to watch out when it comes to getting out of debt, let people know in the comment section below. Let's have a conversation. All my contact information and social media info will be in the description box. Also, you guys, stay on the lookout, because I am doing a giveaway. And this giveaway will have a video for sure. You know, sometimes I don't put my giveaways in the videos. I always put them in the description, but this one I want to have a video for, so be on the lookout for that. That's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.